Hello everyone, very good morning to our lecture number 9 on physics paper 3. So here I am Miss Pratiksha Singh conducting your lecture on physics paper 3 of semester 3. In previous lecture we have completed first unit of physics paper 1 and now onwards we are going to start physics paper 3 and of that first chapter we will complete in today's video, that is acoustics of building. So before that I would like to tell you what is the physics paper 3. This whole paper is all about applied physics. Here you will be exposed to contextual real life situations, right? You will appreciate the role of physics in interdisciplinary areas related to like material, biophysics, then acoustics, then lasers, fiber optics, etc. And here you will also understand the scope of this subject, that is physics, in industry as well as research. And also experimental learning opportunities will foster creative thinking and a spirit of inquiry will you get. Okay, so this is a very interesting paper and all chapters including this chapter acoustics, these all are interesting. Okay, so let us begin first unit. Here in first unit we have 3 chapters to complete, that is acoustics of building, lasers and fiber optics, and from today onwards we are going to start acoustics of building. So this term is related to sound. Now you all know what is sound. Sound is signified to sensation received by our ears, right? And it also refers to the physical cause that stimulates our auditory nerves and produces a sensation of hearing. So acoustics of building, this term is related to sound. So what actually acoustics of building is? It is the branch of physics. Okay, acoustics is a type of branch, or it is a type of physics that deals with the process of generation, reception and propagation of sound. Okay, acoustics is related to sound. It studies all about sound effects. Okay, like generation of sound, reception of sound and propagation of sound. So acoustics will study all these factors. Okay, so here in this chapter we will study acoustics of buildings, right? In constructions of building, big buildings like a theater, auditorium, concert hall or a studio. So while constructing such a type of buildings, acoustics considerations are very important, right? Because here you all know that sound get reflected, refracted depending on the medium, right? In an open space, so medium is like suppose in an open space, no reflection sound takes place, right? As it is considered to be an infinite medium. But in closed space like a hall, sound produced at one place get reflected at different places in that hall, right? Here original sound and reflected sound get together produces many desirable as well as undesirable effects. So that's why acoustics of buildings should be considered while designing such music halls or theaters or recording rooms in radio or television broadcasting stations, right? So acoustics is very important term. See here, building acoustics is the science of controlling noise in buildings, and this includes the minimization of noise transmission from one space to another and the control of characteristic of sound within the spaces themselves. What acoustics of building includes? It includes the minimization of noise transmission from one space to another, and also it includes control of the characteristics of sound within the spaces. Okay, and this branch is very important in consideration in construction of or designing or operation or of the most buildings, and that can have significant impact on health and well-being, communication and productivity. So they can be particularly significant in spaces such as concert hall, recording studios, lecture theaters and so on. So here where the quality of sound and its intelligibility are very important. Yes, I hope you must get what actually acoustics of building is. And now we will study which factors affecting acoustics of building. There are particularly 6 factors. Like first is reverberation time, second is loudness, third is focusing and interference effect, fourth is echo, then fifth is Echelon effect, and sixth is resonance. And also there are some noises like born noise and inside noise. So we will see these all factors one by one. First is reverberation. So what actually reverberation is? It is a new term for you. Suppose if you are sitting in a hall and when a sound pulse is emitted in a hall, that sound pulse will or first original note will emit by the speaker. Okay, suppose there is a speaker in a hall and you are listener in that hall, sitting in that hall. Okay, so when a sound pulse is emitted in a hall, a compression spreads in all direction, and that would be heard in the absence of reflecting bodies as a single sharp impression. But generally what happens, that pulse reflected and reflected and reflected number of times, and the waves received by you, that is listener, are direct waves as well as reflected waves due to multiple reflections, right? So the series of waves that of diminishing amplitude pass the listener's ears until they quitted by frictional forces like air, ceiling or walls. So the result is that after the first impulse is heard, the sound rolls over and is heard short interval of time until the sound intensity falls below the limit of audibility. So that particular sound is called as reverberation. Yes, you must get what is point. The persistence of sound for some time due to repeated reflections after the source has ceased to emit the sound, that is called as reverberation. It is one type of phenomenon where the sound is continuously listened by that listener until the intensity of sound falls down up to the limit of audibility. Yes, it is a phenomenon of persistence of sound after it has been stopped as a result of multiple reflection from surface such as furniture, people, air, etc. So within a closed surface, these reflections build up with each reflection and decay gradually as they are absorbed by the surface of the objects in space enclosed. So this is the reverberation. And what is reverberation time? It is a time gap between initial direct note and the reflected note up to the minimum audibility level. That is called as reverberation time, and it depends on size of auditorium, nature of reflecting material and area of reflecting surface. Okay, so in music hall or in concert hall, reverberation is very important factor. Reverberation do wonders when it comes to musical symphonies and orchestra halls. When right amount of reverberation is present, sound quality get enhanced drastically. And this is the reason why sound engineers are appointed during the construction of these halls. But there is a disadvantage of reverberation. What is the disadvantage? If a room has about nearly no sound absorbing materials, okay, there are no sound absorbing materials present in that particular room, the sound is said to be bonus back between the surface, and also it takes very long time as the sound dies, right? Intensity of sound decreases very slowly in that particular hall. So here what happens, listener will have a problem with registering the speaker, right? Because he will listen lot of noises, and this is because he tends to hear both direct sound note as well as the repeated reflected sound note. And also if this reverberation will be more excessive, the sound is said to run together with the mere loss of articulation, and it becomes a muddy, also garbled. So this is the advantage of the reverberation. And what is reverberation time? It is a time to take for reflected sound note to die down by 60 decibels from the cessation of original sound. When original sound has been ceased, after that the time taken to die that sound note up to 60 decibels, that is called as reverberation time. And reflected sound tends to build up to a level louder than direct sound, and reflected sound masks the direct sound. Yes, you know, it masks the direct sound because reflected sound intensity is more larger than direct sound. And lead arriving reflections tend to smear the direct sound signal. You will understand by the diagram. If you are a listener in that hall and the speaker is speaking, you will listen direct sound note as well as the reflected sound notes, right? So just imagine how the rush of sound notes will be there in that particular hall. So what are the remedies to reduce this reverberation time, to get only original sound note, not reflecting sound notes, right? So to reduce the reverberation time, what to do? We have to use some sound absorbing materials in that particular hall, right? See, one by one we will see what are the ways to reduce the reverberation time. The first is by providing windows and opening. Yes, you all know that if you provide windows and opening, then there will be less surface which reflect, because windows and openings will not reflect the sound note, right? And by having a full capacity of audience in the hall or that particular room. Then also by using heavy curtains with folds, right? Heavy curtains, these are sound absorbing materials. They will not reflect the sound. Or if they reflect, then if there are folds, then the reflection will be lesser. Means total internal reflection type of reflection will be there in that folds. And then by covering the floor with carpet. Carpets are sound absorbing materials. They will not reflect the sound. Okay. And after, fifth one is by decorating walls with wallpaper. The walls are the bigger surface which reflect the sound note. So if you cover that wall by wallpaper, then it will also not reflect the sound note, it will absorb. Okay. And what is last? By covering ceiling with the good sound absorbing materials. Yes, ceiling is covered by good sound absorbing materials like felt, fiber board, then false roofing, etc. So if you cover the ceiling by any good sound absorbing materials, then it will also absorb the sound note. It will not reflect the sound notes. So by using these remedies, one can reduce the reverberation time in any particular hall while constructing any particular building. Okay, if you see in graph, the first graph which has a larger time, that is between 0.8 to 1, if you see, it takes large reverberation time. So that particular hall is of no boxes. There are no boxes present. No boxes means there are no materials present in that hall or in that room. No materials are present. So reflection will be larger, and that's why reverberation time will be also larger. Okay. And in second graph, second line, if you see, it is in between 0.6, nearby 0.6, means reverberation time is lesser. Here there are boxes present in the wall, because boxes are the sound absorbers. They will absorb the sound, they will not reflect the sound. So as they will absorb all the sound waves, the listener will only receive or only hear the original sound note which is emitted by the speaker. Okay, so here reverberation time is lesser as compared to no boxes. And the third, which is the minimum or we can say smallest reverberation time, that is in between or nearby 0.3, it is the Sabine. So Sabine is the scientist which first studied about reverberation and acoustics of building. It is the pioneering or investigation of Professor Sabine that gave the study of building acoustic that is important, and it is now recognized as an important topic in architectural engineering also. Right? So Sabine has derived a formula, and according to that formula, if you construct any building, then it will have a less reverberation time. That graph proves that it will have a less reverberation time. Okay, so this was the first factor which affects the acoustics of building, that is reverberation and reverberation time. Then second is about loudness. About loudness, if you imagine your lecture hall, your lecture is going, a teacher is delivering your lecture, and the first bencher student will get a bigger loud noise than a last bencher student, right? You all know that. So how we can, what are the remedies to increase the loudness of a last bencher and to decrease the loudness of a first bencher? Yes, loudness should be equal. So what are the remedies? See one by one. The first is by using suitable absorbents at places where noise is high. Yes, where noise is high, at the first bencher. So use the more absorbing sound absorbing materials at the nearby the first bencher. So that place the loudness will decrease. Okay. Then by constructing low ceiling for the reflection of sound towards listener. Low ceiling. If you imagine a theater or auditorium, then ceiling at the speaker is very much high at height, and ceiling at the listener is goes on, and the height is goes on decreasing. Yes, so by constructing low ceiling for the reflection of sound towards the listener. And the third is by using large sounding boards behind the speaker and facing the audience. Like sounding boards means the loudspeakers. So use loudspeakers at the facing the audience. And the last is by using public address system like a loudspeaker. So these are some remedies by which one can decrease the loudness at the first bencher, and one can increase the loudness of the sound note at the last listener. Okay, I hope you must get 2 factors. The first was reverberation and reverberation time, and the second was loudness. Now see the third point, that is focusing of sound. The sound waves falling on concave surface of building after the reflection get focus at a point. Right? Sound waves falling on the concave surface or curved surface of the building after reflection get focus or to a point. So intensity of sound is maximum at those points where the focus is there. At those points intensity is very much larger, and it is zero at other points. So this is called as focusing of sound. You must know the wave phenomenon here. If the sound node goes parallelly, after reflection it goes from focus. So all sound nodes which are going parallel and after reflection they will come at one point, that is called as focus. And that point where that focus, if there is a listener which is at that focus, then he will listen a maximum intensity of sound, and all other listeners will get zero. They will not hear anything. So this is called as focusing of sound. So those surfaces are known as dead spaces, where the zero sound intensity is there. Those called as dead spaces. So to avoid this focusing of sound, what are the remedies? So the first remedy is the curved surface can be avoided, and the second is, if curved surfaces are present, then they should be covered with the suitable sound absorbing material. So that's why if you imagine any auditorium or any hall, then all surfaces, means like a chair, then ground surface, then ceiling, then walls, all are covered by carpets and roofs and other sound absorbing materials, so that there will not be any type of reflection or any type of focusing of sound. Okay, and this is occurs with the use of parabolic surface either behind performance or at a rear of auditorium. Okay, so I hope you must get the third factor, that is focusing of sound. It is also important factor, and this should be avoided in any auditorium, and that can be avoided by using a lot of sound absorbing materials at all the surfaces or all materials which are present in that particular hall. Means if there are loudspeakers, then loudspeakers are also covered by carpet, so that they can only absorb the sound notes. Okay, and if possible, then avoid the curved surface, the curved auditorium. Okay, so these are the remedies to overcome the focusing of sound. Then fourth is echo. You all are aware about echo. It is the result from sound getting reflected at walls and surface at larger distance, right? Returning long after original impulse have died down. So echoes are particularly troublesome in big halls, and they can be removed almost entirely by making surface of the walls rough. Yes, if you imagine echo at the hill station, then you will see the graph in decibels, like level of graph in decibel, like this in graph which is present in your screen. Initial sound which is from coming from that source has a large intensity, and after that, whatever the echo has been produced, that echo has intensity decreasing slowly as with time. Okay, so this is echo. And what are the remedies to avoid this echo in any particular hall or any particular auditorium? So let us see. First is, an echo can be avoided by covering long distance walls and high ceiling with suitable sound absorbing materials. Just cover all the ceiling part and walls by sound absorbing material only. The second is what? Human ear cannot distinguish echo from original direct sound, and if the delay is less than 1 by 10 of sound, or we can say 1/10 of the sound, means what? If that reflected wave, okay, reflected by any surface of the wall or any materials which are present in that hall, that reflected wave or that reflected sound note is delayed up to 1/10 of the original sound. ओके, ओरिजिनल साऊंड जो स्पीकरपासून इमिट झालेला आहे, त्या ओरिजिनल साऊंड इमिट झालेल्यानंतर जे काय रिफ्लेक्टेड वेव्ज इमिट होणार आहेत, त्या रिफ्लेक्टेड वेव्जना लिसनर्सपर्यंत येईपर्यंत जो काय वेळ आहे तो 1/10ने डिक्रीज झाला, तर ह्युमन इयर जो आहे दॅट इट कॅन नॉट डिस्टिंग्विश दॅट इको, इट कॅन नॉट हिअर दॅट इको. So the time should be larger, and for the time should larger, the distance between the front wall and the last wall should be larger. Means the halls should be made larger and larger, right? So that it cannot produce echo. Then the third is the velocity of sound in dry air is approximately 343 meter per second at a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. So therefore reflecting object must be more than 17.2 meter from the sound source for echo to be perceived by person located at the source. So the distance between the source and listener, or we can say the last listener, or the reflecting material, not listener, reflecting material should be or minimum 17.2 meter, so that echo can be avoided, right? So these are some remedies for avoiding the echo. And again there is when a sound produces an echo in 2 seconds, then reflecting object should be 343 meter away. Okay, this is the minimum distance so that echo cannot be produced, okay, or echo can be avoided. Then what is the fifth factor which affects acoustics of building? It is the echelon effect, the process of combination of multiple echoes forming a new sound, that is called as echelon effect. Okay, echelon is a term which is related to echo, the process of combination of multiple echoes forming a new sound, and that is called as echelon effect, means an unwanted sound. And a set of railings or rectangular surface is said to be produce echelon effect, and this effect affects original quality of sound, it downs the original quality of sound. So what is the remedy to avoid the echelon effect? It is the effect to avoid echelon effect is to cover such a surface with sound absorbing material, right? Then what is sixth factor? It is the resonance. Now you all are aware about resonance. Acoustic resonance is the phenomenon where acoustic system amplify sound waves whose frequency matches one of its own natural frequency of vibration. You all know resonance. It is a phenomenon where acoustic amplifies sound waves whose frequency matches one of the own natural frequency of vibration, and it will easily vibrate at those frequencies and vibrate less strongly at other frequencies. So to avoid resonance in any particular hall, so what are the remedies to cover resonance or to avoid resonance? So the remedy to avoid resonance is, the resonance can be avoided by fixing the window panel properly, and anything vibrating object which may produce resonance, that can be placed over a suitable sound absorbing materials. So we should avoid the objects which can vibrate, and so that resonance will be avoided. Okay, so these are 6 factors which affects the acoustics of building, and also we have seen remedies for avoiding these factors while construction of any type of building. Okay, and the last is acoustic requirement of good auditorium. Which auditorium is said to be acoustically good? So that auditorium should cover these particular points. Which points? First is, sound waves from the source should be an adequate intensity. Second is, sound should spread everywhere inside the hall evenly and should be audible enough everywhere. And the third is, sound note should be clear and distortion should be minimum. Fourth is, undesired noise interfere with the sound from the source should be minimized. And the fifth is, sound distortion due to shape and size of the object present in the auditorium must be reduced. And the last is, proper reverberation time according to preferred values is also important. So if any auditorium covers these all points or it obeys these all requirements, that auditorium, then it's said to be a acoustically good auditorium. Okay, so I hope you must get today's point, that what is the acoustics of building, then which factors affects the acoustics of building, how we can recover those factors, and the last, what are the requirements of a good auditorium. Okay, so write these topics in your notebook, and remaining part we will see in next video. Till then, thank you and bye bye.